Alright guys, so I am just posting a quick video on how to simplify expressions using perfect squares, where step 1 is do the square root and step 2 is clean up the problem. We are going to be using this list of perfect squares from class, so please make sure that you have that somewhere. If you need to pause the video in order to create the list because you didn't do it in class the other day, go ahead and do that. The list comes from just multiplying the number times itself. So you'll see that 2 times 2 will give you a 4, 6 times 6 will give you a 36. Any number that falls in between these beautiful numbers is called non-perfect and is irrational because it's a decimal that goes on and on forever. I just wanted to give you some additional examples because in class we went over a few, but we didn't go over everything. So I'm going to give you a marker that works. 10 over the square root of 4. Step 1 is to do the square root. So the square root of 4, if I look on my list, the square root of 4 is 2. Do one step at a time. The top does not change because it's already a regular number. Then I could do 10 divided by 2, which is 5. That is actually a really nice marker. All right, problem number 2. That was 1, another marker that doesn't work. Problem number 2. I'm gonna say 5 plus the square root of 81. Step 1, do the square root. Well, the square root of 81 is 9. Drop down everything you didn't use. Don't do more than one step in one line. 5 plus 9 is 14. All right, next problem. Problem number 3. I'm going to say 3 the square root of 49. Well, what operation is happening between the 3 and the 49? You might want to put that in, even though we're not going to use it yet. But put it in. The next step, or the first step, is to do the square root. So the square root of 49 is 7. Bring down everything you didn't use. You didn't use the times 3. 7 times 3, 21, not 10. Be careful. That's a common mistake. Problem number 4. Let's say I have the 3 times square root of 16. I'm going to say minus 8. Well, first step is to do the square root. Square root of 16 is 4. Bring down everything you didn't use. You didn't use the minus 8, and you didn't use the times 3. According to the order of operations, I have to multiply next. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. All right. Next one. Problem number 5. I'm gonna say square root of 81 over 3 plus 7. So let's do the square root first. Square root of 81 is, check out your list, bam, square root of 81, perfect square is a 9. Drop down everything you didn't use. You didn't use the divide 3, you didn't use the 7. Your next step is going to be to divide. Order of operations says you have to multiply, divide before you add, subtract. 9 divided by 3 actually comes out to be a nice number, 3. And then 3 plus 7 is 10. Now the next one, I'm going to give you one that doesn't end up being a nice number when you divide. It's not a big deal. So our last one that I want to do, problem number 6. I'm going to say the square root of 100 over the square root of, I'm going to say 36. Square root of 100 ends up being 10. Step 1, do the square roots. So you get a 10 on the top. And because I have a square root on the bottom, I'm going to do that too. Square root of the bottom, 36, is 6. 10, you can't do 10 divided by 6. All right, it's not allowed. It's just going to give you a decimal. So what we're going to do is we're going to reduce. I'm going to divide the top by 2 to get a 5.